Hey everybody. Alright, so the countdown worked. It looks like you guys can hear me. I can't tell because I can't really test myself today, but I'm going to assume you can hear me. I can see the lines moving. What I thought I'd do today is, since I didn't get to make a video this week, I barely got one out last week, I thought what I would do is just do this live. We'll just talk about stuff. I'll talk about my new mod that I'm doing right now. It's already started, thankfully. Talk about a little bit of news that has come out, or I don't know if it's news or more of a leak, but let's just dive right into that first, I suppose. Let me switch over to this view really quick. Okay, you guys may have seen this. This is the leaked Outrun mock-up. I don't know if this is fan-made or not, but this popped up before. Everyone thought Outrun was coming. It looks like they've kind of almost admitted it exists, at least. P-Dubs did a video where he was, I guess, looking around on their support page and ended up finding a section for the Outrun Arcade1Up. I think it has since been removed because I tried to go replicate it soon after he made the video, and I couldn't find it. So it looks like this is coming, but who knows? They do this stuff all the time, apparently, where they make these mock-ups, they make the cabinets, and maybe someone doesn't sign off on them and they never get made. But the fact that it's in their support system looks pretty good for me. I'm interested in it. Again, this could be a fake picture. I'll tell you this, the positioning of the gas and brake pedals worries the heck out of me, because if it were in the house, I know what'll happen. I'm going to walk by this thing at some point, and I'm going to tear off my pinky toe on this thing. I'm just going to fully sever it from catching it underneath that gas pedal. So we'll see if that's how it really looks, if it actually pops up, but I thought I'd at least acknowledge that. I'm sorry I don't jump out with the late breaking news for that stuff. It's not really news anyway. It's more of just like, whoops, we kind of let something slip. So when they do fully, or if they do officially announce it, I will pop on here and let you guys know for sure. So far, we've got Zach McDonald here. Thank you for telling me it sounds good. That helps a lot. Riley is here. So that's nice to see everybody. I also had some questions that I took on the community section of my channel. Let me see if I don't think I have that up to where you guys can see it, but that's fine. I have it to where I can see it. We're going to answer some of the questions or address some of the topics you guys dropped in there. I'm hoping to beat the debate, the vice presidential debate. I don't really care personally, but I'm sure people want to watch that, so I'm going to try to wrap this up before that starts. So let's get into it. I hate to skip over the Outrun stuff so quickly, but that's literally all that's known. They kind of acknowledge that they may have it, so we'll just see what happens from there. I would direct you guys to check out P-Dub's video if you want to hear a little bit more about what he saw. Maybe he saw something else. So that's all I have to say about that. Forrest Gump. Okay. Next up is my next mod. Now, hold on before you get way too excited. I know everybody thinks I'm finally doing the shooter cabinet. The shooter cabinet's still on hold. Please don't yell at me. I promise the shooter cabinet's going to happen. I've got it all planned. I was actually waiting, and I'm actually just going to skip over my next mod and go straight to this. I was waiting for the Send-in light gun information to come out for people to actually get them in their hands, and as you can see, some people actually have them. ETA Prime did a video playing with them. I think that that's going to be the way I go. I think they're much more accurate, and that's why I only bought, actually I have it right here still, it's just hanging out. That's why I only bought the one aim track gun, knowing I just wanted to play with it, see how it worked, to see if I could even like a mod with that, and it turns out I do like it. I actually like the aim track gun. It's just, if I'm going to do this mod and I'm going to invest all this money, because this shooter cabinet mod will be by far the most expensive mod I will ever do, probably. I don't want to say that I'll ever do, but it's going to be expensive. I've already been pricing it out, and it's quite more expensive than the Blitz, which is back here, and I don't know why Blitz was so expensive. Maybe, oh, it's because I had a custom deck made. I had all this stuff made, and it just made the price go, I think, around $1,200 for the parts alone. So yeah, I want to wait. I want to get this right. I think 2 Send-in light guns is somewhere around $330, I think I saw on their website, and that's a lot of money, so I want to make sure I get it right. Also, I think Ralph, I have Ralph's channel up here. Retro Ralph has been playing with them too. Let's see, hopefully you guys are seeing the zoom. Yeah, okay. So he's been playing with them. Honestly, I haven't even had time to watch either video, but I've seen a few things about what people are saying about them, and it looks good to me, so I'm happy about that. They look like they're going to be good guns. I'm just trying to skim through here. I should have probably found time to watch this video, unfortunately, but I just did not. I've been in and out of town, excuse me, and I'm about to leave town again, which I don't usually tell people that kind of stuff, but oh well. Don't worry, the house won't be emptied. Please don't try to rob me. I'm going out of town alone. But anyway, okay, so the shooter cabinet's on hold. I hope to get it done by the end of the year. That's a big, it's an ambitious time frame, I can tell, but I'm going to try to get it done around the end of the year, and if not then, maybe early 2021. I really want to do this thing. I'm so tired of that Arcade1Up sitting in the closet right there, and I can't do anything with it. So we're going to do something with it soon. Back to what I am modding. Now, what I am modding is, hold on, let me switch back to me so I don't spoil it. I mean, it's not that big of a surprise, probably. I'm finally going to mod my Star Wars Arcade1Up cabinet. It's been planned for a while. I've been looking at it. I've been a little intimidated, to be honest, because you have to actually clip the wires for the yoke and actually rewire them. And speaking of that, I want to give this guy a plug because Kongs R Us, let me go to just the browser. He's got a pretty good channel about this Arcade1Up cabinet specifically. I'm sure he's going to do other stuff. He actually will mod your cabinet for you. If you don't want to go through the trouble, you can mail him all your Star Wars Arcade1Up parts. He's going to charge you, of course. You can mail it to him. He will set you guys up with everything you need, mail you back the parts, and you basically just put it together and it's ready to go. I think he's still doing this at least, and I think that's a pretty good deal. I actually talked to him because I was such a chicken about cutting my own wires, and it just seemed like I don't want to screw this thing up. It's my wife's. She's going to be mad at me. Like, I knew you couldn't do this or something, but I didn't want her to be upset with me if I messed it up. But what I figured I would do is, because he actually wanted more money than I was willing to spend on it. That's fine, though. That's, he's doing a service, and that's perfectly fine. He's busy anyway, so he didn't have time to mess with mine. But my plan was, if I mess mine up just badly, I'm just going to buy a replacement deck, hopefully from Arcade1Up if they have them in stock. But I think I'll be able to do it. So anyway, if you're looking to mod the Star Wars Arcade1Up specifically, I'm not even going to make a tutorial on it because he's already done that. Specifically this video here, he has all your links, he has everything you need. This is where he is talking about what you have to cut off of the yoke and try to make it into hopefully a working cabinet. I hope I don't mess this up too badly, so go check out, I should have probably had links ready, I apologize, but Kongs R Us on YouTube. Pretty much if you just search Star Wars Arcade1Up mod, you're probably going to find that. So the plan is to not just make it a extended Star Wars cabinet. I'm going to have the original games in it that it came with, but I'm also going to put in Star Wars Trilogy. I plan to put in, actually I already have it set up, Star Wars Pod Racer for my wife, the Dreamcast version. I'm finally breaking my rule of no console games on my Arcade1Up cabinets, but she loves that game. The yoke is like a perfect little steering wheel, so I think I'm finally going to put a console game on there, and that's fine. And actually, I'm excited because it's the first time I was ever able to get Dreamcast emulation going. It turns out I've been trying the wrong emulator. Redream is very easy to set up. It's like, I don't know what I was doing. I can't remember which one I was using before that, but it was horribly difficult. Redream is incredibly easy. So if you're looking for a good Dreamcast emulator, just go to redream.io and you'll be able to download it. It's free. They do have a paid version, but I just went with the free version. I didn't really mind. Before I continue, let me say hi to the chat here. Riley says, take your time with the shooter cabinet. Thank you, Riley. I should have never... I got people so excited about that shooter cabinet, and I talked it up, and then it turns out that I should have probably never done that because it's going to be a while before it happens. I didn't intend for that to happen. I changed my mind pretty soon after that. So, yeah. Long and seriously, I think Arcade1Up should release a T2 arcade. I would buy it right away. I fully agree. The fixed gun... or the fixed position gun where it just tilts around like a joystick, a more complicated joystick that is. I think that would be perfect. I think part of the problem is going to be not only do they have to get the game license, they have to get probably a Terminator, someone who owns a Terminator license to sign off on it, and the same thing would be for Revolution X. I think it'd be cool if they put like Terminator 2, Revolution X, several of them in there. Aerosmith is all over that game, and Aerosmith's probably going to have to sign off on it, so... who knows? That could be a huge problem for them. I don't know if it's going to happen, but I would love it. So Because even if I have a shooter cabinet, that's a totally different shooter or different style of shooter game. So I would like that one too, although I don't have any room for it. Dwayne, you're waiting for mine. You're sending light guns. Should be soon. I can't wait to hear what you think. You're going to have to let me know for sure. I don't like the border that they put on it, but I'm sure it's only going to get smaller as time goes on. Long Ann, no you should not, but have fun. Uh-oh. Long Ann, I think you're talking about I shouldn't... oh geez. Sorry, I'm trying to read all the other comments now, but I think you're saying I shouldn't mod the Star Wars Arcade1Up. Someone, I can't remember if it was you, someone did tell me that because the software that Code Mystics made for the Arcade1Up really makes those original games look really good, and they don't look as good when you emulate them on MAME, so I do know I'm going to lose some graphic quality, and I've already warned my wife, like, hey, those original games are not going to look as pretty, but you're going to have a lot of games. Okay, so it was Long Ann. Okay, I know. I'm modding it because I want to have more games on it, and to be really honest with you guys, I need something to make videos about, so there you go. So yeah, I'm going to be modding it for a number of reasons. I'm actually really excited, and I figure, say I mod it and we're like, I don't really like this, I can always go back. I can just get a new deck. I can even buy another deck, keep it around, and literally just swap it out pretty easily. Of course, I have to take the monitor connection off the back and put the original board in, but I'm going to keep all the parts so we can always switch it back if we want to. Well, the only thing that'll be different is, again, I'm breaking another rule. We do plan to add some light up buttons onto the deck. I think we're going to hopefully make it look kind of cool. I'm very nervous about that because we want to do a complicated layout of the buttons, and I'm not sure I'll be able to pull it off without destroying it. So we may wimp out on that and just go with a more simple layout. I'm going to shut off his video back there because I'm sure it's making things difficult. And you can just look at me talk for a while. So what we want to do is add, again, break the rules, add a console game, add light up buttons. I don't really like light up buttons. I know some people do. Nothing's wrong with those. These aren't your average light up buttons anyway. They're like the big buttons and square buttons. We want it to look kind of like I guess an old school, what people back in the 70s and 80s thought spaceships would have in it. Bunch of big light up buttons. So I say a bunch. There's probably only going to be a few. I don't want it to be too tacky. Anyway, and then I want to add, and I've already got approval for this. She didn't like it at first. She wanted to keep it all Star Wars. But I'm going to add racing games to it too. I want to add I've already got the PC set up. That was the first step. I bought and ordered the PC. I've got all the software running. I say I've got all of it running. I don't have all of it yet. I wanted to add Star Wars Battle Pod, and I've tested Star Wars Battle Pod on another HP Elite desk I've got sitting around. It runs, but I need a graphics card. And I know that because I have a graphics card in my test computer that's being used temporarily for my shooter setup and all that. And the game does not run without the graphics card, so I'm not going to invest another... I don't have another, This mod's already, on budget, so I'm trying to keep it that way. I'm going to wait a little while. I'll add a graphics card later. So we're going to skip that game for now, but I do want to add that one to it. And it's been a real hassle because Star Wars Battle Pod makes everything look warped because the arcade apparently has, a warped screen or a rounded screen, and you sit inside and look at it. And so you have to do, a hack that brings it back to 16 by 9, and then it doesn't fit the screen properly, so it's a little difficult. It runs on Techno Parrot. I've really been enjoying Techno Parrot lately. It's a bit of a hassle, but eventually I'd like to even try to add that Mario Kart DX arcade game to that cabinet for her. She loves Mario Kart on the iPhone, which is weird to say. I mean, she loves it on the other games too, or the other consoles, but she loves that one. So racing games are going to be on there. Maybe I'll find a few more Star Wars games. I don't want to go too crazy and add a bunch of console games because I just don't think that they work that well in an arcade cabinet setup. If someone walks up to it who doesn't really get it, they're going to be like, what are all these menus? It just doesn't feel right to me. So the only console game I'm going with right now is going to be Star Wars Pod Racer for Dreamcast. Okay. So I'm really excited. I hopefully will have it done here in a couple weeks, and it's nice to not have to order art. It makes it so much cheaper. I'm leaving the art the exact same because the cabinet already looks really great in my opinion. I still think it's Arcade1Up's nicest Arcade1Up they've released to this day. The NBA Jam one is really cool too, but that Star Wars cabinet just looks amazing. Okay, I'm going to try to catch up on the chat really quick. Dwayne, oh, Killer Weeds here, sorry. Long Ann, I swear I'll read your comments a little later. I'm trying to keep things moving here because I am going to leave this up to be watched by people later. I hate to ramble so much now that I think about it. Dwayne, you are going to give me your input when you get the Sin and Light gun. Yeah, I'm excited to add Star Wars Trilogy. I think it's going to be a nice addition. And that's also running on, oh god, I can't remember. Supermodel 3 emulator, which is a pain in the butt. So I might do a video on how to set that up. And it's confusing, and it even took me a while to remember how I even did it. So I'll maybe help you guys out and do a video on that if you're having trouble with it. Doplex, I still think I'm saying your name wrong. Upgraded to the HP Elite desk. It gets here Friday. Might snag a light gun. Yeah, might as well. Yeah. So I think you had the Dell Optiplex, which doesn't cooperate with the shutdown button. So maybe that's why you upgraded. Or, you know, the sad thing is, hardware-wise, it's only a slight upgrade, but man, it does make a big difference, especially for playing games like Blitz. They run a lot smoother. Okay, yeah, Long Ann, you did tell me MAME does not reproduce the gray flash. Yeah, it's a shame. I am going to keep the parts. Like I said, I can always go back to the original stock setup if I want to. I still have my parts for my Mortal Kombat 2 cabinet, even though I'll probably never use them. But I keep it in there just in case. Brent, I'm not even going to try to ruin your last name. Look, okay, forget it. I'm not going to ruin it. B-Kong's mod looks amazing. It does. B-Kong, it feels weird to be following someone else's mod on YouTube. I'm usually the one like, I'm going to do my mod and I'm going to put it out there. But man, when you don't know what you're doing, I see how you guys feel sometimes because it's so scary to be like, am I going to ruin this thing I paid, money for? Like, I don't want to trash it, especially when it's technically my wife's. I don't know. Oh, excuse me. All right. Mousy Pluta Prestige. Love you, bro. Yeah, we have that going back and forth. Yeah. I don't want to say the last word there, but yeah, I understand what you're saying. Back at you. Dwayne, I did find out that the send-in border that surrounds the monitor can be changed. Color and also the width of the border. I like that a lot because, again, it's going to be my shooter cabinet will be Carnival themed, and I thought a white border is going to look kind of ugly. I hope you can do like red because I think that would look kind of cool. And hopefully it just gets smaller and smaller as time goes on. I know there's no way they'll get rid of it totally because it's just a camera that has to see the border. So that's fine though. Mr. Styles, you want to know how Mario Kart works on your machine? I'm running it on the HP Elite desk that I'm always pimping out to you guys. I know I probably sound like I'm sponsored by a HP Elite desk by this point, but I love that computer. I now have, let's see, there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, there's 5 of them in this room alone. They've never let me down. If you put the graphics card in, it'll run fine. I have an NVIDIA GT 1030 in there, 2 gigs of RAM. I think it was like an $87 graphics card, so it runs it just fine. The only problem is it's the Japanese version, and my God, I don't know what's happening. I feel like they're just screaming at me all the time, and I don't remember that happening when I played the American version, and I can't find an American arcade dump for it, so it probably doesn't exist. So you're racing, and it's just like some really high-pitched Japanese woman's voice, like screaming at you the whole time. I'm not going to dare talk about getting canceled. I'm not going to dare replicate it or tell you guys how it goes. But I don't know what the heck's happening in that game. You can still race; it's still fun. I just don't know what's happening. So I hope they get an American dump for that soon. Dave is here. How's it going, Dave? Oh, I am pronouncing your name correctly, Doplex. And yeah, you had the Dell. It stopped powering on. Oh, okay. Well, good. At least you got to return it. So that's very nice. Yeah, when I bought my Dell, I originally bought that before buying the HP. I was so disappointed that it stuttered so bad on Blitz. And I was like, man, I hate to return this. But they were like, nah, it's fine. Whatever. We'll pay for it. I was like, oh, thank you very much. And left them positive feedback. Because I was on eBay at the time. John Noakes, you're trying to run MK2 Plus. Which MAME do I need? John, you need to go to their website, mkmortalkombatplus.com. They have a special MAME build, and it works just fine. So that's the only way I could ever run it. It's like MAME 119. It's really old, but it works fine. So that's the only one I can run it on, and they told me I think that's what you have to have. Oh, you also, Doplex also picked up a graphics card. I thought about KI 2003. When I put that graphics card in, I immediately went to, I think it was canyourunnit.com or whatever, checked it. I cannot remember if it can run it. You'll have to let me know what card you got, because I would like to find out if you can run it. I started thinking like, well, there is the same computer nowadays. Now the HP is in the Killer Instinct cabinet. I'm pointing to it, which is over there, and you can't see it, of course. I thought, why not put it in there and put the new Killer Instinct on the Killer Instinct cabinet? And then I remembered I only have 6 buttons, which I think I could get by with. But anyway, I don't play that one enough to care that much, but I might play with it one day. If I get bored or whatever, maybe I'll buy that graphics card, put it in there, and start running KI on there. All right, so now that almost caught up. Dwayne, when you build that shooter, where the heck are you going to put it? Good question. So I'm going to turn my whole desk set up here. There's my door. This is where the chair I'm sitting in usually sits. I think I'm basically just going to have to come up with some kind of clever seating method for the room, because you guys don't see me sitting in here very often, but like when I wake up in the morning, I usually wake up before my wife. I don't go downstairs. I just kind of come in here and sit down and try to wake up a little bit on the weekends or whatever, and maybe play a game or two. I usually don't turn them on because I'm afraid, the Mortal Kombat's going to do that really loud bong sound, and it's going to wake her up probably. But anyway, I do like to come in here and just sit sometimes. I do have a TV here. I have an Xbox One. I've got, I have games in here. I used to come in here and sit and play video games all the time. I just don't do it anymore. So the plan is to maybe come up with a new setup where I can maybe get like a very comfortable folding chair and hide it somewhere when I'm not using it. And I think what's going to happen is Killer Instinct's going to get moved here because I have a lot more room on this wall for the shooter cabinet, which I do need a little more room than usual than a normal Arcade1Up space. I'll explain that when I build it. So I think it's going to be put there, and it gives me more room to stand farther away to actually shoot at the screen. Not in front of the bed, though. Let's get to the questions really quick, because before I get too sidetracked, let me go over here and check. I'll start with Dwayne's question, actually. With all the Arcade1Up game mods, have you ever debated about doing a mod that is not an Arcade1Up style cabinet shape? Just curious. Keep up the great work. I have thought about it. I don't want to. I don't know if Dwayne cares if I say, but I know Dwayne's working on something that's not Arcade1Up. The main reason I like the Arcade1Ups currently is because I know what I'm getting for one. I know the shape, I know the size, and it kind of matches the other cabinets, but I would definitely consider changing it up if something else comes out that's similar. I like the size. That's what I really like. They fit really well. They're 19 inches wide by, whatever deep. They're not very deep, so they're perfect for a small room like this. So that's mainly why I go with them. I love the square monitors, the 4x3 monitors, or 5x3 sometimes, whatever they may be. So that's why I go with them now, but I'd consider it for sure. I don't really care personally that it's not Arcade1Up. All right, Rock and Rolla RC. I don't know if you're here. I know you wanted me to do this stream on a Wednesday, but anyway, when the Arcade1Up Outrun cabinet comes out, will you be buying it and modding it? I'll stop there because his other question. Anyway, I probably won't. I'm really, really running out of space. I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't want to get rid of certain things in this room to make more space. Like, if I got rid of my drum setup, I could probably add 3 more cabinets in here, but I don't want to do that. So I got to figure that out. We just got an elliptical machine, and it's in our bedroom, taking up room that would probably have been used for an arcade cabinet if I ever wanted to put one in there. So I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do, but I don't plan on it. That's why I'm going to kind of double the Star Wars cabinet. Hopefully it works well like that as a stand-up racing cabinet. I don't think I'll spend a ton of time racing on it, but I like the idea of like, I'm going to go play a racing cabinet with what feels like a wheel. Maybe I'll go with that route. So yeah, I don't have any plans to buy it. If they make a sit-down that's really good, that will be when I consider it. All right. Another question. Rock and Rolla also asked, how do you install Techno Parrot? I guess it says you need an i7 processor. I don't know why that's the case. Every game I've tried runs fine on the i5. Excuse me. But I did need a graphics card. That's something I found out is I do need the graphics card. The onboard graphics wasn't enough. Maybe I'll do a video on it another time. I actually ran into a problem installing it again. I forgot So I've tried to make notes just in case I do a video on it, because it is kind of confusing. Zach, I've kind of already answered this question, but I think the most burning question is, where are you going to fit it? Now, talking about my next mod, which we've already said is the Star Wars. So luckily, thank God, the Star Wars already has a spot. It's downstairs, and that's where it's going to stay. And I still have room, like I just said, for maybe one more cabinet in here, and that's going to be the shooter. All right, so I guess that was all the comments that I got ahead of time for this. Let me check the chat really quick. All right, so Doplex, you got the GTX 1650 low profile. See, I was always concerned with those those PCs because they have a small size power supply in it. I used to never buy those PCs because of that. That weird power supply means when it does fail, I've got to find that same weird power supply. I'm not going to say if it fails, because power supplies always fail. They're almost the first thing to fail in a PC other than the hard drive, and these have SSDs, so hopefully those don't fail. But that was always my concern. It doesn't have that much power to it, so I was always afraid to risk pushing it too far. You may have done more research on that than I did, though, so I'd love to hear how it works out. So please let me know. Riley hopes to get NHL 21 soon. I guess that's for the new consoles. I've never played... I played Madden once or twice, and I've never played any of those games that have the year after them. Let's say that. Zach, you going to add the Dreamcast NBA Showtime to the Blitz cabinet? That's a good question. I didn't even think of that. I don't want to, I'll tell you that, because I like the arcade versions. And last I've heard, the arcade version does run on the new MAME, but I have a feeling even if it does run perfectly, it no longer runs. It's not going to run on that cabinet, because that cabinet's... I think that PC's already pushed to its limit running Showtime, as we saw. So I think even if they make the emulation work perfectly, I think it's still going to be a little slow. But I've been trying to try it. I just cannot find a ROM. I think the problem is they upgraded or updated the CHD file too, so I can't find the CHD. So when I do find that, I'll try that. If it doesn't work, I'll consider adding it, because it is a pretty good port, I think. I can't remember what the menu system looks like. That's what always turns me off about console games on these cabinets, is it feels so dumb to go through a menu. And I know this sounds totally snobby and stupid. It's like, what are you doing? You're already playing with tiny versions of arcades that are emulated. It's not like you have the real thing, but I want to pretend like I have the real thing. Can I say that at least? But I have been considering adding MK Gold now, since I know how to do it, to the MK2 cabinet. Oh, everything's reversed. Because I wanted to, I really want to have MK Gold on there, and maybe I can do it in a way where it doesn't bother me that much. I mean, I'm not going to play it much anyway, but MK Gold is like a slightly, I guess it's kind of an upgraded MK4, and I love MK4, so I'll probably add that to it. I just need to find the time, unfortunately. So once I get back in town next week, I'm not going to be gone long, but once I get back in town, no more trips for a while. I've taken 3 trips in the last month and a half, probably. So, and I feel awful. My wife stays home for like all of them. So anyway, that's a whole nother story. But once I get done with that, I'm going to hopefully dive back in here. I mean, this room's been a mess. I haven't even turned these cabinets on for probably a week and a half, 2 weeks. So yeah, it's been fun playing with Techno Parrot, but I put all that away for now. I got to get back to messing with these cabinets and getting things going again. Hopefully I'll have some new videos. Like I said, I do want to do a Supermodel 3, which is a Sega emulator. That runs the Star Wars trilogy. It runs it like perfectly, so I want to do a video on how to install that. It's really not that difficult. The key is you need the graphical user interface version, the GUI version, as they say. And that is not easy to find. I may even host that myself, because I'm so tired of... I spent probably 20 minutes hunting that down, setting it up for this new PC, and it was such a pain. So I actually ended up finding it on... Thank God I had the install on this PC that's my test PC, and I just grabbed it from there and put it on there. And I've now made backups, because I am not losing that thing again. All right. Okay, so... Oh, I didn't see it. Sorry. Atran Fanatic. Road Blasters and Stun Runner would be killer. Yeah, that's true. I've got to make notes. Actually, forgive me for using my phone during this. I've had a note file going of all the games I need to add to it. What was that? Stun Runner. I keep losing it. Road Blasters. There we go. I will look into those. I'm sure I probably won't put them on right away because I've kind of locked off the computer and it's just sitting in the corner for now. I have to set it all up again to add more to it, but I will download them, get them on the thumb drive, and just plug it in. Doplex, you think the low profiles don't consume much power? I think you're right there. I think you might be okay because, again, going back to, let me go back to his page here. Kongs R Us does mention, I think, in the chat that you need a... Okay, so yeah, I think you're good because he put a GTX 1650, I believe, in his, and he was just running a very similar... Where's my page? He was running a very similar Optiplex, I believe, so they probably have similar power supplies. So I think you're going to be okay. I was going to look into that one myself. I just haven't had a chance to. All right. So Dwayne asked, for your future shooter build, do you know what theme graphic? Yeah, Carnival. Carnival for 2 reasons. And I don't even want to say what one of the reasons is, but I really like that game. It's not like my favorite of all time, but I think I like the style of the art. So I think I'm going with that one. Actually, I know I am. But what I'm going to do to the cabinet, that art lends itself to doing that to it. Oh, Killer Weed, you think low-profile cards use around 30 watts? I've heard that too, so I think we're okay. I've been running this GT 1030, which is probably a lower power card, for pretty much, I guess, probably 6-7 months now. I even play a few PC games with it. Not anything too intense, but it's never given me a problem. The power supply still runs just fine, so I think we'll be okay. All right, guys. Any last questions? I'm probably going to wrap this up. I'm sorry to do this. I didn't really want to make 2 videos, one about the Outrun because it's kind of been covered by P-dubs and there's not a lot to say about it. And I didn't want to make a separate video just to tell you guys, hey, I'm modding a cabinet and isn't that exciting? And yeah, so I will make one video probably showing the whole mod process, little bits of it. And that'll be hopefully good. And then I'll probably make another one to be like, it's done. Here it is. And we'll kind of play some games on it. Oh, it'll be fun to stream from that one. I just realized. The only problem is it's downstairs, so I have to send my wife upstairs or something. Or maybe she'll hang out on the stream and we can play games together. But I'm excited to stream. I really hope the racing setup works. I'm a little worried. I'd rather not use like where you tilt the yoke forward as the gas and pull it back as the brake, but I may have no choice because of how MAME reads those things. I'd like to use buttons for gas, but we'll see. I do plan to add Hydro Thunder also, so I'm pretty excited. I might actually do the Dreamcast version. Blech. I don't know. We'll see. I have the PC version too. Okay, a few more questions came in. Riley had fun. I like that, Riley. Thank you. Mr. Styles, do you have a link to the computer you use? Yes, I do. I'll tell you what, I'm going to do that on my phone again. Sorry for being a bad host and looking at my phone. Oh, God, I got to find it. Oh, Arcade Notes. Yeah, I really like that computer. Here, I'm going to put a link for both in there. The the one that's not eBay option is an Amazon link. It's pretty obvious, though. The eBay one's a little bit cheaper. That's where I've been buying them lately, just because it's like, I think, $20, $30 cheaper. I'm going to post this as my other account, so my apologies. It's just the one I'm logged in at, but that is me sharing that link. So feel free to go grab either one of those. I really like those computers. Now, there are a few quirks with them sometimes, and if you're having trouble and you can't figure out what to fix it, like sometimes there's a flickering on the screen. I have a whole video about it. It's a very, very easy fix, but it is sometimes an issue where you have to change a setting or two. Now, if you do add a graphics card, you don't usually need to do that for some reason. I guess it doesn't like the... I don't think the stock graphics card agrees with MAME without changing a setting. Rock and Roller, you missing it. I'm sorry. I'm wrapping it up, but it will be up later for sure. I'm leaving this one up. Okay, so let me catch back up on the questions. Zach, are you adding that extra joint? No. So, thank God, once again, Kongs R Us saved me. He posted a video like, hey, you don't need that after all. I was like, good, because I was not going to add that. My wife looked at that and was like, ugh, she didn't like it. So, we're not adding that. We can get away without it now. Whoops. I will do all I can to not add that, although it would be kind of cool for Hydro Thunder. It could be like, like a throttle almost, but not going to do it. Okay. Mr. Styles, you want to start a racing build. We need to price everything out. So that cabinet works pretty well as a racing cabinet. I run San Francisco Rush, and I think, well, actually Rush 2049 is probably the most graphic-intensive old arcade racing game. And it runs it. It does stutter a little bit, though. So just know that if that's the game you're really, in love with, you probably need a little bit more processing power to make that run smoothly. Unless there's just maybe issues with emulation. But even the older Rush games do have some stuttering, but it's not enough to turn me off, personally. All right, I'm going to try to keep answering here. Kevin Leonard just got off work, managed to catch one of your streams. Awesome. Thank you, Kevin, for being here. Sorry I haven't had much stuff lately, and I purposely didn't stream last weekend, mainly because I was just getting home. Was that last week? I can't remember what's going on, but, I can only do the same stream so often, so I thought I'd give you guys a break, and we'll get back into it soon, hopefully. Maybe I'll do one Friday. I don't know. It's probably not likely, though. If not this weekend, I'll definitely do one the weekend after this weekend. Oh, God. I got some more... oh, man. Okay, I'm never going to be able to keep... I'm just going to copy your comment really quick and drop it in my notes on here. Hopefully, I can add all these games and not forget about it. I always forget, but thank you for telling me. Yeah, Dwayne, thank you. I never get to see you in the live streams. Definitely let me know about how your mod goes. I can't wait to see it. I understand if you don't want to show it until it's done, though. I know that feeling. Riley, you hope me and the wife play Open Ice Challenge someday. Maybe one day. Mr. Styles, thanks. Thank you. Hydro Thunder. Yeah, I love that game. I hope I can make it run pretty smoothly on there. I'm worried about using, like I said, using the yoke as the gas, but we'll see how it works. I hope I can just use the triggers or something, but I don't think it's going to work for most games. Let's see. Oh, Doplex, when are you dropping the video with the fan-made builds? Stoked to see all these. I'm planning, I guess I can just say what I was going to use that for. So yeah, if you guys are watching and you've modded a cabinet using my videos, please consider sending me pictures of it. It doesn't have to be, you have to go too crazy. A little quick video even. My plan is I'm getting near 5,000 subscribers. I wanted to do like a 5,000 subscriber celebration and be like, these cabinets were made using my videos. Thank you guys and all that stuff. And I just wanted to show some of your cabinets that you've done using my videos. Since it's nice to know that I kind of really, when I sit around and think about it, sometimes it blows me away that like people have made Killer Instinct cabinets because of my videos, and they've made Blitz cabinets, and they've been able to make whatever cabinet they've always wanted because of my videos, and that makes me happy because it's a pain in the butt to make those videos. And sometimes I sit there and be like, why am I going through all this trouble? And then I was like, well, I know if it were me and I couldn't just do it knowing, couldn't just take the leap and being like, I think I'm going to figure this out, I would want a video. So I know when I'm making it, I hope it's helping people. And it's really, I always hear some people like, hey, I made a cabinet using your video. I'm like, well, thank you very much. So it's nice to see them. It's nice to be able to show you guys that it does happen. It is possible to use that ridiculously long video I made. And if you're wanting to, I guess if you're wanting to make one, I just released a new one. I hate to pimp out my video, but it's one of my more recent videos, how to mod an Arcade1Up with detailed instructions. So check it out. Hopefully it seems to be working well for people. So that's what I'm going to use those for. I'm a little over 4,800 subscribers now. I imagine things are getting a little slow right now, so I imagine I'll have that out soon. Probably, I want to say I'll hit 5,000 by maybe the end of next month at least. So yeah, hopefully it'll be then. Sorry if you've sent the pictures and videos. I do have them saved and ready to go. I'm hoping I get more of them, so please send them if you're watching now. The email for my channel is in the About section on the page, and you can just click it there. It's actually even in the description there, so you don't have to go through the CAPTCHA thing to get it. Okay. I'm losing my voice already. What is happening? Rock and Roller, can you do a video on how to set up Techno, Parrot? Yeah, I might do that. I hate to sound so unsure about it. It's just I don't know that I'm exactly a professional on it, or someone who can speak with any like, oh, this is definitely how you do it. It seems to me that each game has some quirks, so I do kind of have the basics down of what you'll need, and if like you try to install it and run a game and it doesn't work, and this is probably why it doesn't work, I can give you a link to whatever you need to do. So I might do that too. Now, telling you where to find ROMs is hard because I can get in trouble for that. So if you want to find a ROM, I'm afraid to even tell you where, but I know Arcade Punks has a whole page where you can go on there and find the arcade dumps. And that's about all I can say about that. So once again, Forrest Gumping it. But yeah, I hate that I can't tell you guys where to get stuff because all I want to do is be helpful with this. But anyway, can't do it on that because they literally will shut me down, or somebody will be like, this guy is telling you how to get illegal stuff, and I'll have somebody demonetize me and all that. And anyway, moving on. Mr. Styles, you'd watch a Techno Parrot? Okay, well maybe I'll consider it more. NHL 21 is on the Xbox One, and I guess you mean PS4. Okay, you should do a stream. Kevin Leonard says you should do a stream where you play with the community on KI on Xbox One. You would really like to be involved with that one. I totally forgot about that. I talked about that. I think I'm going to do that soon, actually. I tried to make a Killer Arcade Games Xbox Live account, but I realized, the name's too long. That's why I never finished making it. So maybe I'll just use my own account and I'll link to it when the time comes. I don't really care. It's not like I don't want you guys to have my account. It's just, I don't use it much anyway. So, but yeah, we're going to do that soon. Maybe we'll do that the weekend after this weekend coming up. That's going to take a little bit of prep though. So I have to warn you guys in advance. So I will try to do that. All right. No, don't worry about the game suggestions, Atran Fanatic. Atran. Oh, geez. That's why I don't get too deep into it. But yeah, I appreciate you sharing that because I will probably add those. I don't know that I'll always keep them on there, but I'll at least try them. I don't mind trying them. And I have a feeling the older racing games are probably going to work better on that style setup, but we'll see how it goes. Thank you for subscribing, by the way. It's the first video I've watched of mine. You like what I bring to the table. I appreciate that. Please check out more of the content. I'm not a pro streamer, so this is about as pro as I get with these few scenes here, but yeah, I like to think my videos are a little more polished and less of me rambling on and on, so please check those out. I guess I'm going to wrap it up right before the debate starts. I don't even want to get into the debate. I feel like everything's such a mess right now. Everybody hates everybody. Let's not even talk about it. Let's go play some video games instead, hopefully. So I'm going to wrap it up. Thank you guys for checking it out. I want to say there'll be a video next week. I'm actually kind of working on it using the Facebook group, and you guys may not have seen it, but I'd like to do a video on the top 5 most wanted Arcade1Up cabinets where reality doesn't need to apply. So if you're on one of the official Arcade1Up Facebook group, you'll probably see a big poll going on there. I hate to start those things because I'm sure it annoys some people, but I really wanted to get this out. I wanted to hear what everybody wants the most, and the results are kind of surprising me. If you don't want to have it spoiled, don't go look. But I will put a video out on that probably next week. And hopefully the week after that, I really hope I'll have that Star Wars done. I can show you the build process, and then I can show you the final thing, and then maybe we'll do a stream trying out some of the racing games and some of the new Star Wars games using the yoke. Until next time... Oh, okay. Sorry, I was just checking the chat again. Thank you, Zach. Thanks, Kevin. Yeah, I'll definitely... Kevin, I'll probably post about if I do the Killer Instinct play with the community. Check the community page on the channel because that's probably where I'll post about it, to be honest. I will probably never remember to message people on live, but yeah. So just look for that. And I guess that's it. I hope you guys have a good rest of your evening, rest of your week. I only have 2 more days to work, thankfully. And please subscribe if you haven't already. Let's get all this stuff out of the way. If you enjoyed this video and if you watched it all the way to the end, especially the uploaded version that comes after this, I applaud you. I know it's been 46 minutes so far, and I'm sure it wasn't that exciting if you're watching it back, but thank you for watching if you made it this far. Please consider subscribing, and I guess I'll see you guys on the next one. Hopefully I can do a stream soon. Maybe we'll hang out this weekend or next weekend, like I said. Until next time, thanks, and